Hello and welcome back to OTH Newsmakers. We're continuing our coverage of the local Olean alderman elections here with Rick McFall, who is mounting a write-in candidate for Ward 3 with the backing of the Republican Party. So Rick, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, and you've described kind of maybe a not so rosy picture of Olean. It's like let's hop in the truck and really drive around and see how it looks here. What do you see in Olean?
Well, I see a lot of abandoned houses and people that are living next to these houses that really need to be addressed, whether they're tore down or fixed up, sell them to a developer that could fix them up, and or even give them away and have them fixed up at a lower rate, maybe with the city doing the financing for them, so they could be back on the tax roll and we could get some more money for them, or sell them to the people next to them. Like at the house down by my property I was talking to you, is sell it to me, and I'll buy it and tear it down.
Right. You've also described maybe a little bit of a divide in your ward, so maybe if you could express the importance of representing everybody in city government.
Well, I feel that my competition up on the hill, and he lives more around nicer houses, and there's not the problem up there that there is down with the drugs and the abandoned houses. Like I said earlier, get my truck and drive around. Let's show the mayor. Let's drive around with all the rest of the aldermen, and let's see what we can do to clean this up. I mean, there's a lot of side streets, that houses that the siding's coming off. There's garbage on the side of them. Stuff that needs to be taken care of. And helping the elderly people out, the ones that can't afford to do it themselves, if it's their house. Maybe give them, maybe we can get different city employees or something, or firemen or something that aren't doing anything in the fire department to come down and help some elderly people clean up their property, and stuff like that. I feel that there could be more use of city employees or different things to help the elderly. Okay.
And you have discussed in some departments maybe perhaps wasteful activities, maybe too much overtime. What could you do if you were in office to quell that issue?
Well, I was in office, and I would ask if we could get a certain committee together to sit down, once a month and see what we can do to cut down on the overtime in the city, and the fire department, police department, all of them, and see where we could do better. I think we could do better at cutting the overtime with using supervisors, managers, or different sergeants, whatever, to cover the supervisor. Anybody that's in a supervising position can cover days off instead of running into all this overtime that we're running into. It's costing the taxpayers a lot of money. That's what I feel, that there could be maybe 4 or 5 people.
Sure. You live next to a vacant house, a zombie property. You see that firsthand. How big of an issue do you feel that is in Olean, and what do you think you could do to help it if you're in office?
I think it's a real big issue. I've been living next to a house that's been abandoned for 5 years, and it's still not boarded up. Kathy Young's the only one that's helped me do anything. We got it on the zombie list, which passes in December, where I can maybe get some funds for the city to fix the house up and put it back on the tax roll with this new thing that they passed at the state level. But as far as the city hasn't helped me out at all. They have not come down to mow it. They have not come down to board it up. It's got black mold in it. And I've been concerned about it because my wife's a second-time breast cancer survivor. We can't even leave our windows open on that side of the house because of that. And I can't get no help from the code or nobody to come down and do anything. And I've called my previous alderman that I've run against, and I've asked him, send me a picture. Send me a picture of it. I'll fax it to code. Well, I told him that's worthless. I've already done that. So I told him I'd see him in November, and that's what I'm doing.
Right.
So
you're also campaigning on water and sewer rates. So where's your stance with that, and what do you intend on doing?
I plan on, I'm a no person when it comes to water and sewer. When they came up with this thing, when they said they were getting all this grant money and they're going to buy this thing, everything's touched this and touched that, we're going to save employees, we're not going to have to hire as much, and they've done exactly the opposite. If you talk to anybody in a coffee shop, people are furious. Like I told you earlier, get in the truck, go in the coffee shop and listen to people. People don't say nothing, but they talk in coffee shops, and they talk in restaurants. I mean, we sat at Tim Hortons every morning. Everybody knows I sat there, and I listen to people, what their bitches are, or, you know, their complaints and stuff, and they're furious about this city. I mean, they are. The abandoned houses, the city took some mess from the county. They don't even know what they're gonna do with them. They don't even have the money to do anything with them. So we have to live next to them because they don't have the money to fix them up, but they're the ones that took them, and they have no idea what they're gonna do with them. I've been down there to the mayor's office, and they don't know what they're gonna do with these houses they got from the county that are abandoned, that you have to live next to. You just gotta deal with it, you know?
Right. Okay, well, I think that should do it here. In the coming weeks, we invite you to read our coverage of the elections in the print edition of the Olean Times-Herald at www.oleantimesherald.com. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. And thank you very much, Mr. McFall, for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.